skills, and lack of criminal history. For more information about our program, please visit our website, afterschoolsatan.com.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. We are back again for the last hour of the show. We're going to open up the phone lines for any of you that have anything that you want to talk about, anything that you want to discuss. Feel free to call in now. Phone number is 480-405-1465. All we ask is that you be polite. We don't care if you disagree with us. We just care if you treat us with respect. If you don't, we kick your ass off and then we make fun of you. Or we make fun of you, then kick your ass off, and then make more fun of you. So, just be respectful, okay? There's no reason to be crappy and mean towards people. So, 480-405-1465. So, let's talk about something interesting.
Sex?
Well, that could be interesting. Yeah, it's not really a children's show, but, you know, it wouldn't be the best thing to talk about at this point in time, I don't think. Gosh, it's just like bloop. So anyway, we did spend some time at the state capitol on Tuesday for the Secular Day at the Capitol with the Secular Coalition for Arizona. We had a good time with those folks. Well, we are one of those folks because we're both members of the Secular Coalition for Arizona. We had legislators that were willing to talk to us and legislators that mocked us and made fun of us. And, well, you know how that goes. It's so easy when you're a legislator to just, when you disagree with somebody, to just basically, you know, mock them as opposed to actually treat them with respect, even though they're your constituents. So some interesting bills apparently were passed. They have the do not resuscitate. Oh, we don't want to do that. We're going to try to save your ass anyway, bill. They have the 20-week or the forcing doctors to take extraordinary measures to save the fetus or save the baby, even if it's stillborn. If the doctor feels that they can try to save it, they're not going to say that who's going to pay for it is going to be the person whose baby it is, as opposed to the government that's forcing this upon them. That one went through, I think, and I think has gone to the governor's desk. I really wish I could actually give you some good bills that have actually passed lately, and I just can't think of any. The voucher bills, although they're supposedly dead, are still hiding in the background and could pop up again. Oh, that's one of the wonderful things about politicians. So it's amazing how things pop up and come back and haunt you later in life. On the federal level, of course, we were talking about it. Trump Care is dead. It did not have enough votes to get out of the House, even though the Republicans control the House. Those damn Democrats apparently sabotaged it somehow, even though they don't have the votes to be able to do that. Or it could just be that there was a bunch of Republicans that said, we really can't vote for this because our constituents are going to come after our ass because, taking a premium up to $14,000 to $24,000, depending on your age, when you got a lot of older people that voted last year. That was one of the things we saw. Apparently there is a Trump voter that's having regrets now because her husband is undocumented and is now being deported. But she voted for Trump. Go figure how
World's
that
smallest fucking violin playing. Sorry.
It's really hard to feel sympathy for somebody when how did they not see this coming? Everybody else did.
Well, Trump wants to make America great again. They just thought it would be for them and not for every fucking buddy else.
No. During his election, he talked about building the wall and, all that kind of stuff. So, the information was out there that she should have been paying attention to before she voted for his ass. Yay. So, yeah, that's one of those things that is like, it's hard to feel sympathy for you I do feel some sympathy for you, but you brought this on yourself. So it's one of those things. You screwed yourself, and now you want us to feel sorry for you with your bad decision.
Well, no, you screwed everybody else, and it backfired on you personally, and now you're upset.
No, it's down to the thing of, yeah, you made a bad decision.
Right.
Okay, and now you're upset about it, so you're wanting everyone else to feel sorry for you. Okay, you made the decision. Lap that shit up.
Well, it's kind of like committing a crime. I'm okay with it. Oh shit, I got caught. It's like the same fucking thing where it just kind of backfires on you.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, ma'am, that your husband is now being deported because you voted for the guy that's deporting him. But maybe next time you'll think about that before you listen to what they say on Fox News and that kind of thing. So, and there's been a couple of news stories lately around about, I guess there was one lady in California who's elderly and had a stroke and is wheelchair bound that voted for Trump and now is worried about whether or not she's going to get her Meals on Wheels that she's been surviving on for the past few years. Yeah, well, hey, he said he wanted to cut government, so he's doing that. You shouldn't be surprised because none of us that paid attention to the facts were surprised by any of his actions.
Oh, you mean us stupid fucking liberals?
Yeah, us liberals that saw this coming and tried to warn you. Yeah, we weren't crying wolf, and we weren't saying that the sky was falling. We were saying we're going to be fucked, and you just figured out exactly what the meaning of that is. So, yeah, that was one of the things that happened this week or the past couple of weeks where we had somebody, and there was another one. I'm trying to think what the other one was. There was another one that basically is relying on the Affordable Care Act for her treatments, for her health care, who is now going to lose those benefits. Well, no, because Trump Care did not pass. So right now she still has those benefits. But she was surprised that the president, who said he wasn't going to cut health care, decided to try to cut health care. Big shocker. Okay. So there's a lot of these stories. Now, we are starting to see people who are admitting they made a mistake, that are coming out and saying, we're sorry. I can't believe I voted for this Cheeto. But, and I know that's not very respectful. I should be more respectful of the president. It's really hard to, though.
Respect is earned.
You have to respect the office.
The position, not the person.
Well, yeah, but the president is the president regardless of who occupies the position at this point in time.
Still scary.
So, it should be a respect thing. But since he is not showing any respect to anybody else, I don't think that he has the higher ground, or anybody that gets on to me about not showing respect has the higher ground. Now, one of the ironic things after the election cycle was all of these people that have spent the past 8 years complaining and bitching and calling Obama names and refusing to work with or get behind the duly elected president are now asking for everybody to get behind and stand behind the duly elected president. Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it, to be on the other side of that shoe, where you're trying to get people to at least work with the president, and they're saying no because you're a fucking lunatic. Yeah, it doesn't feel so good, does it? So remember, karma does come back to you eventually. So for those of you that are out there now asking for unity and asking for us to support the new president, yeah, you should have thought about that 8 years ago when you called him a Muslim, when you called him a fucking foreigner, when you refused to do anything, when you worked as much as possible to block anything that he tried to do to help our country. Yeah, think about that. I'll let you just take all the time you need on that one. Some of you might be able to pick up get to the actual conclusion of that one sooner than others. Other news. The Ark in Kentucky. So, Ken Ham got a whole shit ton of taxpayer money to build an ark with biblical accurate ideas, which I don't remember the dinosaurs actually being mentioned in the Bible, but surely I must have missed a chapter somewhere in there. Apparently, they're not bringing in the county that donated millions of dollars or that gave him millions of dollars in tax breaks and stuff like that, is not seeing the return on investment they were expecting. Go figure.
Maybe you were reading the wrong version of the Bible.
Yeah, maybe they should have said, let's not spend our money on this because, honestly, I really don't think people are going to come to see this thing. Now, some people have gone to it, mostly skeptics, I think, that went there to make fun of it. But the county that they are in spent a shit ton of money, gave a shit ton of money in breaks and this, that, and the other to the Ark experience, and is now upset because they are almost bankrupt.
Aww.
Because of the loss of revenue that they gave to the Ark.
Why don't you pray for more money?
Yeah. So have the guy that runs the Ark pray to get you more money while you bilk the taxpayers to pay for this fucking big old huge fucking boat that's never going to float because it's not a real boat. Yeah, you go right ahead and think about that one. Other news. Oklahoma. Oh, sorry. It's been a long week and a long day. Oklahoma. They have recently passed a bill in the House in the state of Oklahoma to allow historically important documents to be posted on the state property, i.e. the Ten Commandments. While doing the same thing to try to prevent the Satanic Temple from posting their statue and monument to Baphomet on the same grounds. Yeah. Unconstitutional, anyone? Anyone? Bueller?
Hypocritical?
Hypocritical, yeah. So here's a question, kind of a toss-out. We've been talking quite a bit about religion and the right and the left, and here's an interesting one. Here in Arizona, there's such a big push for school choice, which is code for give money to private corporations that run schools that don't teach your kids shit but take your money anyway, and then keep it whenever they fail. Okay, that's what it is here in Arizona. Now, what if, for example, the Muslim community or the Satanic Temple or a Hindu community decided to create their own charter school? Would they receive taxpayer money like the Christian charter schools do? Or would they be, just totally ignored and fail because the state refuses to give them? I guarantee you, if there was a Muslim school, charter school set up, and all these people started going to it, they would be shitting kittens at the Capitol and come up with some law about how they couldn't do that, even though they really, according to the Constitution, can't do that because of the fact that that violates the separation of church and state and the Establishment Clause, et cetera, et cetera. But the question remains, okay, what if I decided I wanted to start my own church here in Apache Junction? I wanted to start the first hedonistic church of Apache Junction. And inside that church, it was sex 24/7. Would it get the same protections as the Baptist church down the street? Or would the religious liberty, which is the big push topic these days, actually discriminate against the church that's not like theirs? I'm willing to bet that that's probably what they'll do, which is totally wrong and it violates the Constitution. But this shit does happen. So, what do you do from there? We all have to go start up our own churches. Everywhere. We're all going to start our own churches, just for fun. Now, so coming up next month, what do we have next month? We have, for those of you that are still working on your taxes, that's due next month. Next month, also, we're going to be probably broadcasting on the 21st of April. We're going to be at Point of Rocks in Prescott. with the RV and the dogs. So we may broadcast on that Friday night from there, out in the middle of nowhere, looking at the stars, out there enjoying ourselves. We could probably do a live broadcast for a little while there, just for fun.